Hello, everyone, to our benevolent and lovely speakers, to our very energetic, supportive participants. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon as well. Thank you all for joining and staying with us in this wonderful evening. Thank you for joining with us in this webinar for tonight. My lovely audience, today I am your host, Anne, for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It is my delight to welcome you all to the Institute of Global Professionals free webinar. Thank you all for joining today in this marvelous evening. It is my humble request and pleasure to all of you to stay with us till the end. Each time, you can like and comment in our webinar. Don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends in the comment section below. Every day, some new participants joined us. Let me give a little background about Institute of Global Professionals. Institute of Global Professionals serves student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education. Or Institute of Global Professionals is a leading online skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide. We make it great to use of every knowledge seeker to originate personality more ambitious, make confident to face any circumstance and develop own skills. We are entrusted with international recognition. Okay. Now, before starting our program, let me tell you, okay, let me give you another information about Institute of Global Professional. Institute of Global Professional also believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institution, provides social work with globally recognized. We organize our webinar, training, offline and online courses by best and trained speakers, coaches from all over the world. We have already completed 190 webinar. Tonight, we will be having the 198th webinar with the title, Innovative Teaching Strategies Amidst Pandemic. Let me remind you again, dear participants, to don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friends on the comment box section below. Share also this live video. Okay, now, let us start our webinar with the IGP mantra, feed your skills. Okay. Our first speaker let us all welcome our first speaker who will be giving her video introduction, Madam Jennifer J. Corsino from Philippines. Ayan, there you go, Ma'am Jennifer. Once again, dear participants, let us all welcome Madam Jennifer J. Corsino from Philippines. It's yours, Madam Jennifer. You may now present your slides, dear participants. Let us give Madam Jennifer a few minutes because it's raining in their area. Okay, I think Madam Jennifer is now okay. Are you there, Madam Jennifer? Okay. Let me remind you again, dear participants, to share this live video with your friends and in your community. Don't forget to comment their names. Okay, mention their names in the comment box section below. Okay, please bear with us, dear participants. There might be an internet disruptions due to weather condition here in the Philippines. Heavy rains. Ayan,
Can
there
you
you
hear
go,
me,
Madam
Ma'am
Jennifer.
Anne?
Yes, Madam. Clear. Okay, you can now share your slides, Madam. It is rotating, so I think the internet is okay. Yeah, there you go, Madam. The PowerPoint is there. Okay, full screen, Madam. Please.
Is it, yes, ma'am. Is it already clear, ma'am? I'm so
Blank.
sorry for
Ma'am,
the
it is, but we can see your presentation, but it's blank. Blank. There. Full screen, Madam, please. Okay. The full screen. Okay. This, we cannot see anything, Madam. Yeah, there you go again. Yes, Madam.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
floor is yours, Madam
For a while.
Jennifer. Okay.
But for a while, ma'am. I'm still
It's
fixing
okay
it
a while
because
ago, Madam. Ma'am, we cannot hear you. Ma'am, your audio.
Queen.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, again,
Yes,
there's,
ma'am.
yes,
How about this one, ma'am?
yes,
Okay.
we can hear you now, Madam.
Thanks God. A safe and blessed day to
Our
every
participants,
educators and
yes, go. Ma'am, but you're
professionals
speaking. We cannot see your screen.
around the
There you go.
globe in behalf of the Institute of Global Professionals. I would like to welcome each strategies in English amidst pandemic. Is it, oh my gosh. Is it okay now, ma'am? Ma'am, how about the PowerPoint presentation, ma'am? Is it visible? Yes, I'm sorry for the interruption. Okay, so as I go on, I am this webinar and this evening for today. I am Jennifer Senior, United States Sciences teacher in Moral National High School, Senior High School, from the Department of Education, So, to start with our topic, the state, it's all about implementation strategies as academic or teaching strategies and approaches in English. So, for interaction, in this lecture, the important component in humanities is a very clear subject which human culture, nationalism. Literature is a part language. It has a very close relation with language and linguistics. It is important embodiment for language in which is presented and involved with word, artwork, or even teaching. In this view, teaching strategies and innovations with learning environments that are more interactive, integrate technology, and involve learning experiences. And use learning strategies that involve learning. And with that, for today, the learning objectives are the following. Realize learning strategies and methods in teaching, motivation, attainment, the students and teachers. And last, apply and put in practice the most relevant teaching methods
Madam
and
Jen,
strategies. So these are the learning objectives.
I think your voice
Yes,
is
first,
not normal. It's like a cartoon character. That one is okay.
how about,
You
okay,
may
ma'am,
now
can I
proceed.
proceed?
Yes, ma'am. I can now hear. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so to
Yes,
begin with,
madam.
let us have the meaning of innovation. So, how are we going to define innovation? Innovation is defined as a process of making something, establishing or introducing something. So that's how we define. When it comes
Madam,
to
why
teaching
is it?
strategy,
Ay, okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam. When you start talking, your voice turn into. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is it correct, ma'am? Can you see now? Okay. So when we say teaching strategy,
Ma'am
teaching
Jennifer,
strategies
can you
are
hear
methods
me?
for students.
Ma'am Jennifer, first of all, join from any one ID. You are from the two ID at the same place. That is the problem. First, then make sure the distance of two device. If not possible, then make sure distance between two device.
Okay, sir. Sorry for that.
Your sound is not clear. Your sound is not clear.
Okay, sir. Sir, how about this one? Is it already okay, sir?
Now is it okay? Now is it okay? Okay, please
Okay.
continue, ma'am.
Okay, teaching strategies. So when we say teaching strategies, these are methods and techniques that should be used to support the students through the learning process. A teacher will choose teaching strategy most of the topic. This study relevant activities to the learner and stage in the learning journey. So these key such as simulations are the goal. Simulations need to get better English literacy and strategies, teaching design, and then innovations
Hello, ma'am.
instructional techniques in the learning systems as the technologies.
Hello, ma'am.
For that reason, innovation is really part of our mission as educators. We need to identify, to support, to promote, and to practice innovative strategies and methodologies in doing so. And give the strategies the right direction by achieving instructions for teaching and learning. And if that is activities, resources, teaching and learning styles and rituals. There are various
Ma'am
strategies
Jennifer. Ma'am Jennifer.
such as order, role plays. Yes,
Ma'am
sir.
Jennifer, your audio is not clear. I don't know what's the reason your audio is not clear. Ma'am, you can
For a while,
try
sir. Is
switch
it
off. your camera. You can try switch off your camera, please.
Hi for a while, sir.
Ma'am, switch off your camera. Switch off your camera. Hello. Ma'am, you joined from another device, so try it from the. Okay. I think she will join again. Ma'am, please continue.
We are having some difficulties. Please bear with us. Okay, again, let me remind you to please don't forget to share this live video webinar with your friends and in your community. Don't forget to comment and mention their names in the comment section below. Okay? After our two lovely speakers, we will be having our quiz competition on which 10 participants who have joined the competition will be getting their certificates. Okay? And it will be posted ASAP as possible in the comment section below. Okay? After our quiz competition, there will be a question and answer wherein you can type your question, address the question to the speakers, to the name of the speakers, okay? And they will try and give their best to answer your queries, okay? After the question and answer portion, okay, the certification link, the certification process for tonight's webinar will be shared to you for you to have your certificate in today's webinar. Thank you so much for your patience. Dear participants, thank you all for bearing with us in this very, okay, I think Ma'am Jennifer is now joining us again.
I'm
Yes,
sorry for
Madam
the
Jennifer.
interruption.
Yes, you may proceed now, Madam. I
So
your
I will
presence.
share again, ma'am, my screen
Yes, Madam,
for
please
the
do so.
continuation. I'm so sorry for this interruption. Probably because weather right now is is my screen already visible, ma'am, in the
No, ma'am, it's just
screen?
downloading.
Is my presentation visible, ma'am Anne?
It's downloading.
Hello, Miss Anne. Is it already visible?
Okay. Due to unavoidable circumstances. Okay. We will get back to Ma'am Jennifer. Okay. Thank you, Madam Jennifer. Let me call on our second speaker, who is also from Philippines, Sir Rayson T. Delahan. Let us all welcome Sir Rayson with her.
Center in Asia Pacific Association.
Okay, hello once again, Sir Rayson T.
Yes,
Delahan.
ma'am.
The
Good
floor is
evening, ma'am Ann.
yours. Good
Yes,
evening,
ma'am.
sir. The floor is
Thank
yours
you
now,
so
sir. You may
much.
now present.
Okay. So I think we can now start with our today's presentation, right? So for everyone, so again, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, to all of our viewers of Institute of Global Professionals. So I am so glad that I am here uh, presenting to everyone, of course, sharing my knowledge, my acquired skills with regards to different learning areas. I am so blessed that I was here. I am here and I am speaking in front of you, okay, to of course give some ideas, some knowledge with regards to an specific topic. Okay, so before we start, so I am going to be speaking to everyone today about a very relevant topic, particularly in this time of pandemic. So I know that you are familiar with that because it was stated in our poster, right? So to begin with, I am presenting a simple game in which all of us are familiar with, right? So this game is entitled Four Picks One Word. So are you familiar with this? The four picks one word. So the mechanics is very simple. Okay, so you're just going to identify the word being described by the pictures that are presented. Okay, so of course I will be showing four set of pictures. So I will be showing four pictures, and in each set, so there is a corresponding word that is being described by these pictures, right? So you can comment on the chat box or on the YouTube comment box or even in our Facebook comment section. Okay, to of course to share your answers. Okay, with all of us here, because as we have stated by our beloved master of ceremony, so sharing is a very important thing. So we have to share our knowledge to everyone, right? So the first set of pictures is here. So what do you think is the word that is being described by this set of pictures? So anyone from all of the viewers here? Okay. So if your answer is innovative, so you are correct. So that's right. So the second set of pictures is this. So this is the clue. What do you think is the word that is being described by these pictures? Okay, so this is what? So we can see that the man is trying to say something to the child. So this is okay. That is teaching. So sharing your thoughts or the informations. So that is teaching. So this the third set of pictures. So what do you think is the word that can be that is being described by the set of pictures here? Okay, so the correct answer is science. Okay, so I think you have your idea already with what we're going to discuss this evening. Okay, so of course, combining the three words that we have formed, okay, from the first set of pictures, we have the innovate, then we have the teaching, and then we have the science. So these three words, if we're going to combine this, we can form, of course, an essential phrase, or we can form an essential statement. Okay, so in line with our topic today, so I will be sharing to everyone the okay, so this is my topic. This is our topic for today. So this is innovative teaching strategies amidst pandemic, right? So innovative teaching strategies and approaches in science. So again, good evening. So I am Mr. Raysan Dolohan. I'm a STEM educator in the Philippines. Okay, so to begin with of course, our session, so I have a question here. Okay, so you can also chat, or you can also encode your answers on our chat box, or on our comment section in the Facebook. Okay, for me to know what is your idea regarding this. So what is innovative teaching? So for our teachers who are currently watching here, so I know that you have something to say with regards to innovative teaching. So we experience that, right? Okay, so what is innovative teaching? So we have this on our mind. So we have many things in our mind with regards to this word. And maybe we have already heard this in upon reading some books, or upon searching in the internet, uh, reading some studies or researches or thesis. So I think we have already heard these words, the innovative teaching, right? So what do we mean by these words? Okay, so defining the innovative teaching. So this is a way of teaching and that utilizes new and modern methods and techniques to facilitate learning effectively among students or learners, right? So meaning to say, as we go on discussing this one, so we can see the most important words that are included in this definition of innovative teaching, right? So of course we have here the first one, the word new and the word modern, right? So when we say innovative, so we are looking for the new things. We are looking for the modern methods. We are incorporating the different modern techniques to facilitate learning effectively among our learners. So as educators, we never stop innovating or thinking something new. We never stop searching for something new that we can share to our students, that we can provide, so that the teaching learning process for our students will be improved, right? So another thing, for our viewers here, of course, innovation in teaching or in education encourages learners and teachers to research, right? To explore and use all the tools to uncover something new. So as you can see in our presentation here, we have the word research, we have the word explore, we have these words to use the tools, right? Because if we're going to research something, we can able to discover, right? To discover something new. And in that way, we can able to start ourselves innovating in education, right? Because that is very important. So as we all know, research is very important. Exploring education is also important, because that will help every one of us, that will help all of our students uh, to learn, or to have learning more, right? So using also all the tools, or the new tools, the modern tools, the ICT tools to uncover something new is also very important. That's why when we talk about innovative teaching, we are we are actually being creative, right? We are being creative, we are being brilliant to think of new ideas, right? So that is so important, especially in this time of pandemic, right? So let's start another question. Let us also ask another question. So I know that this question is familiar to us, or maybe you think this question. So what do you think will happen if there is no innovation in teaching? Okay, so anyone from the viewers there in Facebook and in YouTube, so you can post your comment on the comment box. So what do you think will happen if there is no innovation in teaching? Of course, according to some of our viewers here, so they have answered, without innovation in teaching, learner will be teacher-centered, right? Okay. So students will get bored. So according to them, students will get bored. So according to some of our viewers, from John Eric, so conventional teaching will seem tedious. Okay, students will get bored according to Alin. And from Andrea Holanda, so knowledge will be stagnant. That's right. From Dan Sinta, so there will be no progress in education. That's right, sir. And from Rosemary Guerrero, there is no improvement with the learner. Of course, we have so much uh, answers or reasons with regards to this question. So, of course, there are lots of answers with this, and these answers are based from our experiences, right? So, our teaching strategies will continue to be what? Of course, number one. So, it will be teacher-centered, right? So having a teacher-centered classroom, or having a teacher-centered environment, of course, will provide the learners uh, some information that can be gathered from speaking. So of course, as you can see in the picture here, the teacher is just lecturing, right? The teacher is saying something or reading something to the students, and the students are just listening. So they are just getting some information from the teacher. And here, the teacher is the star of the classroom. So as you can see here, in this type of classroom, learners will not be able to have collaboration. So there will be no collaborative learning. There will be no uh, grouping activity, or there will be no interaction among the learners, right? And what will happen if the teaching and learning process like this one will continue nowadays? So what do you think will happen? Of course, uh, we are of course we are respecting the traditional way of teaching, because we have experienced that, right? So we have experienced those things when we are in our childhood and in our elementary days. Of course, a traditional way of teaching is one of the methods that was used by our teachers before. But if you're going to think of it, uh, our dear teachers here, if we're going to use this teacher-centered strategy nowadays, do you think that it will be? Do you think this will be effective? Of course, I think it will be dependent on the teacher, or it will be dependent on how you execute your the learning process, right? That's why this is one of the reasons why the reasons on what will happen if we will not be going to innovate, right? So next, teachers in the mode of knowledge dispense or teachers in the mode of knowledge dispensers rather than facilitators, right? So of course, teachers are called in this era, in these days, are called facilitators of learning. So we are not just the knowledge dispensers. So we are not just the information uh, givers to our learners. So of course, as the technology advances, so we teachers, we educators should be developing ourselves from knowledge dispensers into facilitators of learning. So of course, we need to let our learners have a collaborative learning. We need to learn also that learning process will be evident, that learning will be evident to our learners if we will be letting them to discover from themselves, letting them to express themselves. And we as the facilitators of learning will also be the one to guide them. So we are just the guide, okay, for us to give them the knowledge, or the exact learning that they need according to the competency of our curriculum, right? So next, so chalk and talk methods. Of course, chalk and talk methods is one of this is one of the methodologies or the techniques that our teachers before are using. Of course, we are respecting this method because uh, we've experienced this, and aside from that, uh, the same question, right, that I have already asked on the previous reason why we need to innovate, because if we are going to use only these chalk and talk methods nowadays, so I think that learners, some of the learners will of course get bored, or some of them will be going to look for something that will make them learn, that will of course improve their capacity in learning, right? So that's why as of today, nowadays, especially in these times of pandemic, we have no face-to-face learning, right? So we need to innovate more, right? And then next, lack of collaboration. This is what I have told you, right? The lack of collaboration. So as we all know, collaborative learning is very important as our education system advances and progresses. So collaborative learning, group learning, so should be facilitated in our classroom or even in our online classes, right? So that is the question: how are you going to uh, to facilitate learning in or a collaborative learning in our online classes? So that is one of the things that we have to think about, right? Particularly in this education system that we have right? So lack of collaboration. So as you can see in the picture here, that the learners are bored, right? So some of them are sleepy, some of them are not engaged with the teacher. So some of them is not listening to what the teacher is talking about. So maybe because there is no particular strategy, there is no clear strategy that the teacher is using, right? So we need to use collaborative learning. We need to use a lot of teaching strategy for our learners to have a learning process, an effective learning process, right? So next, so more emphasis on examinations and results rather than understanding of concepts. Okay, so as you can see here in the picture, that the professor or the teacher is just giving the results of the examination, and that the student or the learner doesn't want to hear it. So why? So because it is more focused on the results of the examination, right? So rather than learning. Of course, as modern technology advances and modern way of educating our learners advances, so we are learning from our teachers, we are learning from our school heads, right? That it's not about the examinations, it's not about the the way on how the students are of course being focused on this aspect, the exam, right? So it is about learning, right? So what will be the essence of the result of the exam if there will be no learning to the students. However, examinations and assessments are also very important because it assesses or it evaluates the learning of our students, right? But what I'm talking about here, my point is, it is very important that we prioritize learning among the students, right? So having innovation will of course give us the idea that learning, the collaborative learning among our students is very important. So another question here from to our beloved viewers here. So why is there a need to innovate in teaching? So why is there a need to innovate in teaching? Of course, you can answer on the chat box or in the live chat box on our YouTube. So why is there a need to innovate in teaching? So we have different reasons, right? So first is it makes learning interesting and engaging, especially for younger generations raised on the latest technology, right? So as I have said before, uh, learning should be interesting to our students. Learning should be engaging because nowadays the younger generations are raised on the latest technology. They are exposed to different gadgets. They are exposed uh, to the different ways of on how to get information. So they are exposed on social media. They are exposed on using different gadgets like Android phones, like iOS phones, and iPad and tablet. So they are exposed using those things to the digital. We are in the digital era. We are in the digital world now. And of course, as a part of the innovative teacher, uh, we of course we know that the reason why we innovate in teaching is that it makes our learners happy. It makes our learners cheerful. It makes our learners engaged to what we are teaching them, to the knowledge that what we are sharing to them. That's why innovation in teaching is very important. Number two is it allows for faster and more efficient delivery of lessons both in the classroom and at home. So, of course, how this particular thing happen, right? So it allows for faster. Of course, because of innovation in education, the delivery of lessons becomes efficient. The delivery of lessons becomes effective. So as you can see in the picture here, the student is of course learning through the internet nowadays because we communicate through the internet, right? So it allows for faster and more efficient delivery. So of course in classroom, even before pandemic, we are using our of course we are in the face to face classes. We are using different ICT tools. We are using computers, we are using internet to facilitate learning effectively, right? And as we can see here, it makes faster and efficient uh, transfer of learning to our students. That's why innovation in teaching is very important. Next, number three, it reduces the need for textbooks and other printed material, lowering long-term cost incurred by schools and the learners or the students. Of course, as we provide innovation, we will be more on digital aspects. We will be more on online aspects in learning. Uh, of course, I am not saying that textbooks and printed material will not be effective. So of course, it will be dependent on how the teachers and the facilitators of learning execute the strategy. Of course, later we'll be learning how the strategy happens. So textbooks and printed materials are of course necessary, but to make it more innovative, of course there is a need to think of some modern ways on how the students can learn uh, in a very efficient way, right? So of course that lowers the long-term costs that are incurred by the schools and the learners also, right? So number four, it makes collaboration easier, right? So as we have said, collaborative learning is very important, right? So students, teachers, and parents can communicate and collaborate more effectively if we are going to innovate, if we are going to think of new things, right? So if before the teachers are just the uh, the dispensers of knowledge, the teachers are just the dispensers of information. So now, because of innovation, collaborative learning will be evident to our classes, uh, whether it is online classes or face-to-face classes. So in number five, we have here, so it helps to build technology-based skills, allowing students to learn early on to embrace and take advantage of the tools technology offers. Of course, as you can see here, it is very important that we build technology-based skills. That's why nowadays we are teaching our learners on how to use the latest technology. We are updating them on how to use technology and how to learn from this technology, right? Because using technology, we believe that using technology will improve the teaching learning process. That's why we always use this. We always incorporate technology on our teaching and learning to our students, learning process to our students. Okay. So next, so let us go here, viewers. So what are the innovative teaching strategies in science? So since the topic that we are hearing today is all about the science, the subject science, and for the science teachers out there, of course, I know that you will be you can be uh, uh, you can say something about this. You can relate with what we are going to discuss, right? So, what are the innovative teaching strategies in science that may be used amidst pandemic? So, of course, we are experiencing pandemic, and because of this pandemic, um, of course, most of uh, the, the 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 schools are, of course, are closed, and because of this, face-to-face classes are being banned, and we cannot able to conduct those type of classes because of the pandemic. So, but the question is, how are you going to conduct lessons amidst pandemic, right? Uh, Despite this pandemic that we are facing, how are you going to conduct an effective teaching and learning process to your students? So that in that case, we can able to incorporate the word innovation, right? So innovative teaching strategies. So what are the different innovative teaching strategies in science that we can use? Okay, so let's start with the first strategy. So are you excited? Okay, so let's start the first strategy here. Okay, so the first strategy here is the science text cards. So I know that you're familiar with the science text card, right? So this is an innovative teaching method to convey the science facts in an easy and organized way. So as I have told you, uh, when we say innovation in teaching, you are going to think something new. But this time, so science text cards, as you can see in the picture here, are of course being used also by the traditional method of teaching, right? So it is being used in that way of teaching, the traditional. That the picture is the printed picture is uh, included in the card, and we have there the text. Okay, and the students will be going to read those texts according to the picture that is presented. So that is a traditional way. But if we are going to incorporate this strategy to the innovative ways nowadays, so what will be the possible innovation that we can do to this particular teaching strategy? Okay, so science text cards, right? So these science text cards, as we can see, can be innovative if we are going to use different ICT apps, right? So these ICT apps or educational websites are, of course, are found in the internet. So just type this particular words or letters, so wordwall.net, okay, to the URL. So it will bring you to the website of Wordwall. So wordwall.net is an ICT app that allows teachers to create interactive games and printed materials, right? So you can print those interactive games for your students, right? So teachers simply enter the content they want and we automate the rest. So as you can see here, we have the word wall. Uh, we have here the pictures there, the different numbers. So in each card, there are numerical values 1 to 12. So the learner will going to choose which card which card he wants. And if he is going to use a particular number just like this one, so he choose that number 3. So there is a particular question in science that will appear. So that is how the wordwall.net is being used or utilized in this particular strategy. So as you can see here, we have a structure that helps the cell maintain their shape and internal organization. So what organelle of cell is that, or what part of the cell is that? So it helps the cell to maintain their shape and internal organization. So that is what the cytoskeleton. So of course the learner will be going to answer that based from the choices. Okay, so if you're going to explore this, the word wall, it will of course give you some techniques on how we can able to teach our learners in this pandemic, particularly for those teachers who are conducting online classes. So later, maybe later, I will be going to show you some of the real thing, or I will be going to show you some of the examples, the the real examples of on how we can be able to conduct word wall on our classes. Okay, so next is argue with signs, right? So argue with signs. So how are we going to facilitate this in online classes, right? So argue with signs. So as according to the definition here, learning through argumentation gives students a widened thinking to contrasting ideas, which in turn deepen their understanding. So that the teacher will be going to allow the learners to construct their ideas in order to form an argumentation with one another. So the students will be, of course, giving their opinions, giving their ideas to a particular topic. So this is one of the strategy that we teachers give to our learners on the face-to-face classes. And of course, I believe in our online classes, we can also facilitate learning, or we can also use this strategy. They argue with science. But the question is, how are you going to use this strategy? So the answer is to use the innovative ways, right? And that is through the use of other materials, so other tools, right? So they can refine ideas with others and engage with open-ended question and restate observations or remarks in a more specific language. Teachers can also guide them in their approach and share the intellectual expertise with them. Okay, so how are you going to of course deliver this using innovative ways? So I have here some recommended ICT tools. Okay, so of course you're familiar with this, right? The Zoom app or the Zoom application. So Zoom is a video teleconferencing app that may be used by the learners to share ideas and arguments with science. So there are features that includes one-on-one meetings, group video conferences, screen sharing, plugins, browser extensions, and also the ability to record the meetings and have them automatically are also transcribed. So Zoom application are being used, of course, to deliver the arguments in science, right? So if you have your science classes and you want them you want your learners to share their ideas, to share their opinions with regards to a particular topic, for example about evolution. So who are in favor for evolution, who believes that evolution is real, right? So and one of the side of the learners will of course say that they do not believe, and some of the learners will say that they believe. So it will be an argument. It will be an argument with science, right? And in that strategies, learners can be able to exchange ideas. Learners can be able to express themselves, okay, in a way that cannot that can be fast that can facilitate learning effectively among themselves, right? And of course, debate in Zoom will be effective if the teachers, of course, will share some directions and instructions that, of course, promote learning. Okay, so we have, of course, to be particular also with regards to the rules and regulation that we use in implementing this strategy. However, aside from this from Zoom app, so students can also express themselves, okay, through the use of this particular ICT app. So I know that most of the teachers here are familiar, very familiar with this particular ICT app, and this is Canva. Right? So Canva is a graphic design platform used to create media graphics, uh, presentations, posters, documents, and other visual content. So that is very useful, right? So learners can use this app to demonstrate their ideas in science argument in creative way, right? So in Canva, we have different ways on how we can express ourselves. So we have educational presentation, educational video. You can express your arguments through videos. You can express yourselves through education infographic, through a poster. So there are lots of graphic design that you can do in Canva. You can explore that. You just search in Google the Canva and have an account there. So of course register and have an account there, and of course you will be able to what you will be able to discover it, to explore the different features. So of course that the mind of an innovator. You want to think, you want to think of to think and explore. You want to do something, okay, that will of course improve yourself, that will of course improve your teaching strategy, as especially nowadays that we are using online teaching strategy to our students. The modality of our learners nowadays is online teaching and modular distance learning. So in that case, it is very important that we are knowledgeable enough with the use of this type of ICT tools, especially in the official pages of our schools, right? So sometimes we are being asked to present presentation, right? We are being asked to create posters and documents that, of course, that something to do with the announcement from the school. So we need to be familiar with Canva, right? So if you are not familiar with this, just go to your browser and search Canva, and of course create an account there. So that is very important. That will be useful to you as a teacher. Next is the virtual laboratories or the virtual science labs. Of course, this is the third strategy that I want to share to everyone. So we all know that virtual science labs are available online, right? So and therefore this approach almost gives hands-on experience of learning. So it gives learning the subject without much expense. It's as we all know, maybe most of the teachers are uh, are of course looking for a solution on how you can conduct uh, experimentation. So especially those science teachers uh, that are uh, that are looking for strategy on how they can able to execute experimentation activity to their students in their online classes or even in modular distance learning. So how are you going to facilitate learning with regards to this? So how are you going to conduct dissections in biology? How are you going to conduct experimentations in chemistry? Of course, the answer is you can use the virtual science laboratory. So, but of course, you have on your mind, how are we going to do this? Of course, detailed diagrams, illustrations, or close-up pictures allow learners to virtually get inside a plant or or animal part without actually doing it. Of course, in face-to-face classes, particularly in anatomy and physiology subjects, we are being asked by our professors, our teachers to conduct dissections, right? And in the dissections, we are being provided by the tools, by the laboratory tools that we need to for us to perform the the experimentation or the dissections. Okay, but of course, how are we going to do that in virtual setup? Of course, dissections in biology can be studied thoughtfully with virtual hands-on. That is a good news, right? So virtual science laboratory is real, right? So dissections can be studied, okay, with virtual hands-on sensation without the problem of odor. Of course, because you are virtually present in conducting these experiments. You are what? You are not having problems with odor. You are not having problems uh, with the chemical reaction that will happen to your skin or to your body. So there will be no problem with those burns, right? Because in virtual science lab you are just virtually present, but you are experiencing the same observation that you can experience in real life situation or real face to face experimentation in science laboratory. So how are we going to do that? So these are some of the ICT apps that you can use in virtual laboratory. So I know that you're excited. What are those applications that I can search in internet? Of course, we have the Proxy Lab. So this is one of the virtual laboratory that provides students and learners with an immersive and interactive 3D simulation of a realistic laboratory. So it enhances their understanding and knowledge with a virtual hands-on experience of what they have learned. Right? So Proxy Labs help you conduct science experiments anywhere via 3D interactive virtual laboratory. So of course, if you are a biology teacher or a chemistry teacher or even a physics teacher, you can search this in the internet and try to log to view some of their apps or some of their products. So we have here biology. So Praxi Labs offer more than a microscope for each student to understand biology on a molecular level, right? So enrich your students' knowledge and understanding with immersive virtual experiments on topic ranging from DNA extraction and genetic cloning. Okay, so can you hear that, right? That in this particular apps, so students can able to experience DNA extraction and genetic cloning, which can cannot be which can may which cannot be experienced by the learners if they will be going to stick with the real science laboratory, provided that if the school uh, had lack of this or lacking of these materials or laboratory tools, right? Because as we all know, not all of the schools have these laboratory tools that are needed for this type of experimentations. That is why in virtual science laboratory, so students can freely use those tools and facilitate learning effectively. Aside from that, in chemistry, so it also provides educational organizations and their learners with a large and growing library of virtual chemistry experiments. So experiments currently available over areas in general, analytical, and organic chemistry. Right? So students can learn chemistry subjects, right? Chemistry topics, okay, and experience on how to conduct experimentation virtually. So next is physics. So of course, for the physics teachers, we are of course looking how can we be able to conduct experiments through online learning. So of course, Proxy Labs app, of course, have an experiments available in the fields of physics. So just like the picture that you can see, we have different equipment so that can be used in nuclear physics, thermodynamics, electricity, and more. So it provides learners with virtual physics labs that encourage interaction and enhance the teaching learning process. Right? So that is what do we call the virtual laboratory. However, there is another strategy. Okay, so the fourth strategy that I want to share to everyone is the use of the interactive simulations. So what is an interactive simulation? Strategy. So this is a strategy in which the learner acts and interacts with, as of course, a simulation. So what is the simulation all about? The learner is neither aware of his or her influence on underlying models, nor can the learner access the models directly. So the learner behavior steers the development and progress of the simulation. So as you can see here, we have an animation on how the the different material are being weighed. Okay, so that is an example of an interactive simulation in which the students can manipulate, okay, the interactive material. Okay, so what is the example of an ICT app that provides interactive simulation? So we have here the FET. Okay, so I know that you're familiar with the FET. Okay, so this is an interactive simulation that is available in the internet. So this is a project at the University of Colorado Boulder, and it is a nonprofit open educational resource project that creates an and hosts explorable explanations. So PHET or PHET interactive simulations incorporates research based. So all of the simulations given here are research based, uh, and research based practices on effective teaching to enhance the learning of science and mathematics concepts. Of course, the simulations are designed to be flexible so that they can be used as lecture demonstrations, labs, or homework activities. So students can manipulate. That's why it is interactive. So when we say simulations, the teachers can let the students simulate or uh, do the activity by themselves. So the teachers has, of course, guide the procedure or a procedure on how to conduct the activity, and of course, the learner will be going to facilitate or to do the activity based from the guide procedure that is being provided by the teacher, of course. And afterwards, if you are online, so if you are conducting online classes, you can have an instruction to them, give them instruction how to use this application on what particular activity, on what particular topic. For example, in this topic in physics, the different circuits, the parallel and the series circuits, or this is all about electronics, right? So they can able to manipulate the material, they can able to manipulate the simulation. Okay, and upon manipulating the simulation, they can able to see and observe what happens to a particular to the particular uh, activity, right? So in that case, it becomes interactive among the learners. So the teaching process becomes innovative because of these interactive simulations. Okay, so next, so the last strategy that I will share to everyone is the interactive science journals. So of course, not only the interactive simulations are present as part of the strategy in science, but also the interactive science journals. So as we all know, teachers before are also doing this. So they are letting and allowing students to create their notebooks to be interactive. So some of them have some very interesting and very engaging notebooks, right? But of course, since we have pandemic and we are conducting online classes or distance learning modality, of course, that is a challenge also to the teachers or the educators. So, what will be your solution for you to use this strategy, the interactive science journal? Okay, so let's define first. So this is an advanced version of lecture notebook in which students express the information they learned into different templates and elicit their own responses. So students can use this technique effectively to have a deeper connection to their learning, and this activity promotes their higher level thinking skills. So they can be creative with their notebooks. That's why I am telling you with regards to this right before that teachers are allowing students to be creative with their notebooks, right? To use pictures, charts, and comments, and build an encompassing resource for the future reference. So as you can see in the interactive science journals, learners are becoming creative. So they can paste something on their notebook that are very creative, that are very eye-catchy, right? And user-friendly, right? But of course, nowadays, in these times of pandemic, we have the online modality of learning and modality of learning. How are you going to uh, perform this strategy? So you can use what? You can use different apps, and these apps or this ICT app or educational websites for this strategy is known as what do we call the Padlet. So you just type on your URL padlet.com and it will bring you to their website. Or in their website, you can create different uh, pictures. So you can create different structures there. So what is Padlet? By the way, this is an educational technology startup company based in San Francisco, California, and Singapore. So Padlet provides a cloud-based software as a service, hosting a real-time collaborative web platform in which users can upload, organize, and share content to virtual bulletin boards called the Padlets. So students can create or can be creative, right, in developing interactive science journals through Padlet. Okay, so with the Padlets, teachers and learners can develop creative presentations, right? So they can write something about their about what they have researched regarding science, the new discovery in science, the news, the science news. So they can post there whatever they want in the Padlet. And in that case, Padlet become an interactive journals to the students and to the teachers as well. Aside from that, teachers and learners can also collaborate with this particular ICT apps. They can be they can post sounds, they can post audio, they can post pictures, videos, and others. Right. That's how Padlet is being used or utilized nowadays. Of course, that is very useful, right? Particularly in this time of pandemic. That is why the topic that we have is innovative strategies amidst pandemic, or innovative teaching strategies amidst pandemic, right? So before I end my presentation, okay, so I will be going to share uh, a quotation from George Couros. So, technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. I believe and I know that all of the teachers here agree with this particular uh, quotation. Technology indeed will never replace great teachers, because great teachers, of course, attain their degree, their skills, their experiences. Okay, serving the learner, serving the community. So, and sharing their knowledge to the extent that they can share also themselves as well, right? But of course, as a great teachers, as we can see here, so technology can never replace them, because they are people, they are persons, uh, that that has that have these skills and knowledge that can be used to facilitate learning effectively. That's why technology can never replace them. But of course, on the other part of this quotation, technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. Technology can never replace great teachers. But if the technology is being used by the great teachers, and the great teachers is skillful enough with regards to the use of technology, it will bring transformation not only to the school that they belong to, but also to the world. Because as of now, we are experiencing pandemic, right? We are experiencing uh, this new normal way of educating our learners. And of course, most of us, and all of us actually, teachers, are indeed being required to use technology. So we are being required to use technology now, right? In meetings, school meetings, in meeting our learners, we are using technology. We are using Zoom, Google meetings, right? But of course, it will never replace us. It will never replace the great teachers. But the point of this quotation is that as teachers, it is also our part to be innovative. It is also our part to think of new ways on how we can facilitate learning effectively in our classroom or in our e-classroom. It is also our responsibility to improve ourselves, to upskill ourselves, to retool ourselves, right? In using this latest technology that are existing nowadays. Because of course, as great teachers, innovation is very important. And if there is an innovation, there will be there will be of course production, and when there is a productive way of teaching our students, it will bring transformation to the learners, right? And I hope that are uh, everyone are engaged with this particular quotation, because we are now in the digital era. We are now in this world that uses modern technology. And if you are not yet engaged with the use of technology, and if you are a teacher that is not yet engaged with technology, and you are fearful and you are afraid to use this technology, so this is an invitation to you to use and to start with yourself, to start innovating, to start thinking something for your learners, not only to your learners, but also for yourself. Because as great teacher, of course, you need to love yourself. You need to improve yourself, and improving yourself as a great teacher, of course, will bring transformation to the world and even to the globe. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, uh, to our viewers. Thank you, Institute of Global Professionals. We are forever thankful to this particular opportunity.
Very informative, very well said, Sir Raysan. That was a very informative, very interesting, very timely topic. Okay, I believe there all of our to all your presentations. They jot down notes, just what I did. Okay, no, with those strategies.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Thank you so
I
much, ma'am.
know. Oh, yes, yes. Our participants, such as students, teachers, and other professions, are here. We gained a lot of knowledge. Yes, Sir Raysan. I believe that. Okay. For me, takeaways, let me give some. Innovation in education encourages students and teachers to research, explore, and use all the tools to uncover something new. During this time of pandemic, we teachers need to be innovative. Also, the students and other professions, I believe they also have their own ways, no, on how to be innovative. Innovation in teaching makes learning interesting and engaging, especially for younger generations raised on the latest technology. Innovation in teachings allows for faster and more efficient delivery of lessons. Okay, you also mentioned no, you some strategies, innovative strategies, such that we can use as teachers, such as science text cards, argue with science, virtual science labs, interactive simulations, interactive science journals, and give some to in order for us to use these strategies that you've mentioned. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Sir Raysan. We will get back to you later on the question and answer portion.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Just
you
stay
so much,
put.
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, dear participants, again, I would like to remind everyone to please don't forget to share, like, and comment on the section box, on the comment box below. Mention your friends, share this live video so they too can have the knowledge that we get from this very brilliant speakers. Okay, now let's get back to Ma'am Jennifer Corsino once again. Let us all give Madam Jennifer Corsino a warm welcome. Hi, Ma'am Jen. The floor is yours.
Hello, ma'am. I'm very sorry for the unstable internet connection. I am starting to share my screen. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Madam, clear.
Yes. Hopefully, the internet connection will be stable as it is.
Yes, we hope so, Madam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for patiently waiting, ma'am, for me and giving me another chance to present for today's topic.
Thank you to the very patient
Yes,
participants.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Your presentation now is okay, Madam.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. Again, once again, a safe and blessed day to all educators and professionals around the globe. In behalf of the Institute of Global Professionals, I welcome each one of you in this international webinar in innovative teaching strategies amidst pandemic, specifically innovative teaching strategies and approaches in English. And I'm very much privileged to be with you all and to be one of the presenters for today's topic. I am again, once again, Jennifer Julian Corsino, a humanities and social sciences teacher of Morong National High School, Senior High School, Department of Education in the province of Rizal, Philippines. So, to start with the introduction, English literature is an important component of humanities, is a very popular subject which reflects human culture, knowledge, and wisdom. Literature is an art, and it has a very close relation with language and linguistics. It is an important embodiment of language in which it is presented and endowed with a worthwhile role in curriculum teaching. In this view, teaching strategies and innovations create learning environments that are more interactive to integrate technology where applicable into the learning experience, to use collaborative learning strategies when appropriate. So, let us now start with the learning objectives. So, the objectives for today's discussion are the following: to realize innovative strategies and methods in teaching, to improve engagement, motivation, and attainment for both students and teachers, to apply and put into practice the most relevant teaching methods and strategies. These are the learning objectives for today's discussion. To begin with, just like the first presenter, it was already given the definition of innovative. So again, innovation is defined as the process of making changes to something established by introducing something new. So we are very familiar with innovations. Innovations play an important role, my dear co-professionals, in the educational system nowadays, specifically during this time of pandemic. There are innovations in the instructional techniques or delivery system, such as the very thing that we are talking about is with the use of the technology. For this reason, innovation is part of our mission as educators. We need to be innovative. We need to identify, we need to support, we need to promote innovative practices. Okay, so the next one is the teaching strategy. So when we say teaching strategies, these are methods and techniques that the teacher will use to support their pupils and students through the learning process. So it is a support for the learners and the students. A teacher will choose the teaching strategy most suitable to the topic that is being studied, the level of expertise of the learner, and the stage in their learning journey. So we educators are very familiar with the three different teaching strategies that we are using inside the classroom. We are very innovative with the use of the teaching strategies, the appropriateness of the teaching strategies. Actually, teachers, we educators are really using differentiated instructions. We varied our instruction with the learners. How is the level of our learners with the use of for the applicability of the teaching strategies that we're going to use. In the differentiation of instruction, we need to consider the activities, the pace, the resources, the teaching and learning styles of the individuals of our learners. Various teaching strategies are the cooperative learning. So we are very familiar with the cooperative learning, the active learning, such as the role plays, excuse me, the pedagogical roles are being integrated also in our teaching strategies that we are using inside the classroom. So, how important is innovative teaching strategies? So, I know, I am very confident as educators and professionals, we are very much um, familiar on how we're going to apply innovative teaching strategies. But then we need to consider we have different learners every now and then in our teaching career. We have different learners who has different needs. So we need to cope up with the needs of our learners. So how it is important? So importance of innovative strategies are the following. The first one, innovation in education encourage students and teachers to research, explore, and use all the tools to uncover something new. I heard this a while ago during the discussion of Sir Ray Sandalohan, which is teachers and students research, explore, and use the tools to uncover something new. Innovation involves a different way of looking problems and solving them. So for students, it empowers to become a lifelong learners. That is our goal, for them to be able to be a 21st century learners, to be able to be empowered in the near future. Okay, and that is we rely on the appropriateness of the innovations and the teaching strategies. So for teachers, so I know even not only in the Philippines but also all over the globe, we are using different collaboration with our colleagues. Actually, we do researches, we enroll in master's degree, in doctorate degree, for us to be able to do collaborations with our group, with our colleagues, right? So collaboration also is very important for us educators, for us teachers, to reinvent the innovations, the strategies that we are using inside the classroom. Okay, for the next one, it improves education because it compels a student to use higher level thinking to solve complex problem. So not innovation is not only the use of technology. I would like to reiterate with that. It is not just the use of technology, the new innovations, though it can contribute. But remember, with the use of all of those, the higher level thinking skills of the learners are enhanced. Okay? The next one is strategies help students to begin to understand the process of learning. I think this is very important. The third one is very important. Not only the teachers, not only the facilitator of learning, the professionals like us will understand the process of learning. As students, as learners, they need to understand the process of learning. What are the students? What are the things that I know? What are the things that I do not know? Okay? Not only the things that I already know, but also it is a need that the learner knows what are the things that he needs to know. So that is very important. Okay? So the fourth one, strategies help students to bypass their areas of weakness and perform at the level at which they are capable. So highlighted is the word strength. So we need to consider also not only the weakness. We educators should not focus on the weakness of the learners. We try also to balance the weakness and the strength and use that strength to be able to cover up the weakness of our learners. So that is very important. For them to be able to perform, they need to do the best of their abilities, to use it in the maximum level of their potentials, to believe in their strength. Okay, so that is very important, my dear co-educators. Next is number 5. Strategies promote flexible teaching and teach students the importance of shifting their approaches to different tasks. So this is happening. I know you can relate on this that when we say shifting their approaches to different tasks, we are not going to focus also in one task. We need to gradually shift them into different tasks. Eventually, we can meet okay the target that we are trying to achieve. the target that we wanted to them to learn. Flexible thinking is important. It is an important social skills, I believe, that generate new ideas. It can adapt and changes and in different that can be used in different learning tasks. Okay, so I hope the importance of the innovative teaching strategies are clear. I hope that it can give enlightenment to all who are listening right now. So since we are facing the pandemic or the new normal education, we are very familiar with the terminologies such as the synchronous and asynchronous learning. So synchronous learning, so it means a real-time communication with lectures, webinars, Zoom, Google Meet meeting. We are very updated with this, and we are doing this right now in this kind of pandemic. Asynchronous learning refers to a non-real-time communication such as the use of the messenger, the emails, the Facebook, the Viber, the Instagram, and cell phone as well. So that is synchronous and asynchronous. Very different, far different from the usual face-to-face classroom scenario that we are used to have. Okay. So next one is, let us go back to the face-to-face. So this is where we came from. This is the usual scenario that we are very used to, the face-to-face teaching. So I know every time we pray for this to happen again, the face-to-face learning scenario. And this refers to the learning modality where the students and the teachers are both physically present inside the classroom. There are opportunities for active engagement, immediate feedback, and socioeconomic development. So I know that in your heart and in your mind, my dear co-educators, we wanted to go back to the classroom to meet our learners, to see physically with our naked eye how they grow, how they develop. Okay. Next is, okay, so online distance learning. So this is what we have. This is the only thing that we have right now that we need to embrace, the online distance learning. So the online distance learning is the learning delivery modality. Learning takes place between the teacher and the learners who are geographically remote from each other during instruction. This modality has three types. So in our country, in the Philippines, we are using the modular distance learning or the MDL, the online distance learning, the or the ODL, using TV, radio, and radio-based instruction also. Okay, the next one is the blended learning. So this refers to the learning delivery that combines the face-to-face, any or mix of online distance learning, modular distance learning, TV, radio-based instruction. Critical for implementation will be the production of the needed teachers and learners learning, as well as the support of the media institution like the TV and the radio stations. So in our country, in the Philippines, we are using this kind of learning delivery modality, the online distance learning for those learners who are capable, who have the good internet connection, who have the gadget, and so on, for the materials or the equipments that they will be needing in the online distance learning. For the blended learning, as I
Madam
said,
Jennifer,
yes, ma'am.
a
Yes,
while
ma'am.
ago, your voice is not so clear again.
How about now,
A while
ma'am?
ago.
Is it
But now your
already
voice is okay. Let's proceed, madam.
okay? Thank you, ma'am, for the reminder. So going back, so there are five innovative teaching strategies and approaches in English that I would like to share to you right now. And these strategies are applicable in English for lifelong, for literature also, sorry, rather, lessons or any subjects. Actually, this is not only pertaining to English. I think this can be very useful in other subjects, of course, with the modification. So the teachers really do modifications, a lot of modifications, depending on the needs of the learners. So these five teaching strategies and approaches are in the context of the traditional face-to-face scenario. But then I tried to transform it into the context of the new normal education right now, wherein innovations and technology were integrated. Okay? So, what are the innovative teaching strategies that we're going to have for today? So, we have the first one, which is the master phone strategy.
The second one is the dictogloss. The third one is the carry-on strategy.
The fourth is the close viewing protocol. And the last one is sealing a time capsule. So, probably some of you, especially English teachers and teaching literature, are very familiar with this. But then, maybe some of the innovative tools and strategies that I employed in this teaching strategies, considering the integration of the ICT and other application online could really help. So allow me, and I'm very humbled to present the teaching strategy. The first one is innovative teaching strategy, which is the master poem. So what is all about the master poem? This activity allows the student to stimulate their idea in having a brainstorming with a specific topic, given topic by a teacher. It will not only let the student participate in the class, but will let them make their own masterpiece. So this activity, guys, is fantastic to make their own. We teachers usually ask them to write poems, right? Even in the elementary, in the secondary, and as they continue their education, even in the collegiate degree. It is a student-centered activity, and the teacher will serve as a facilitator of learning, and this is best given. I am suggesting that this is best given after discussing a specific poem. So, master poem strategy is with the use of brainstorming will be part of this starting point, and then eventually they will create their own output or poem. So I created a procedure wherein it is easily for us to follow. The master poem strategy procedure in employing this topic on the master poem strategy. The step one is the preparation. The teacher will discuss a poem to the students that will serve as their focus. So the first thing is to discuss the poem, making their focus in making their own poem. Let the students
Ma'am Jen?
information.
Ma'am Jen?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, Ma'am Jen.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Maybe your sound is hopefully is related to your mic.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe that's why
It
there's a
is
time that your
any
voice
more?
is not okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am
I'm very
N,
sorry, ma'am, because
Ma'am
yes,
N,
sir.
don't unmute yourself. Ma'am Jennifer mic is related with your mic. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, ma'am, continue.
Okay, sorry, sir, because of the signal, because of the unstable internet connection, I decided to go outside our home. That's why probably my neighbors are um, creating some noise right now. So I'm so sorry. So to continue, master poem strategy for step one, the teacher will discuss a poem to students that will serve as their focus in making the poem. Let the students take note the important information or what is the author is trying to convey in the poem. So they will have an idea on how to write a poem. For step number two of the teacher who will be using the strategy is the procedure. Out of the poem discussed by the teacher, let them select a word that will serve as their focus. Let them start to create the poem by filling the table provided so they can write as many as they can. After finalizing the table, students write down all the information written in the table in a form of a poem. So for instance, my dear co-educators, the word that you have taken from the poem is rain. And this is an example of a table. So the rain looks like, feels like, sounds like, and tastes like. So the possible answers of our learners are shiny, crystals, falling sparkles, and so on. Feels like cold, soft, wet, for sounds, music, nothing, and so on. And tastes like cold water, tea, ice cream, and popsicle. So for instance, these are the example of field table by our learners. And this is the output out of the words that they have filled in the table. They can create their output. For instance, shiny crystal, softly falling, so wet, slushing, sparkling water, waiting patiently. So with the combination of the innovative tools, since we are in the new normal teaching and learning um, education. So for online class, the teacher may use the Google Meet or Zoom and a Jamboard. So a Jamboard is a digital interactive whiteboard developed by Google to work with a Google Workspace known as the G Suite. The display can be mounted on a wall to be configured in a stand. Once on the landing page, the user able to create a jam, to be able to draw, to write, to shape lines and text. The users can also choose between four pen types, the colors. So the users can explore everything there. It will serve as their board. So in the traditional here in the Philippines, we are using before, way back before when I was in the elementary grade, they're using Manila paper. So this will serve as their um, a board for their output. And as well as to create they can create digital sticky notes and turn their touch points into a digital laser pointer for the presentation. So this is how we can maximize the use of the Jamboard. The learners will use Jamboard for writing the words, as I've said. They are required to be used in the poem and the poem output itself. Right there and then, the teachers and the learners can collaborate together using this application. So there are some video tutorials that we can explore online with the use of all of this because we have only a very limited time. So I hope this can be very useful for everyone. Now, let's move on to the second. So by the way, before I move on to the second one, this is an example of the Google Meet wherein the teachers can discuss the poem, give instructions, and so on. And with the use of the Jamboard, I just captured picture on how you can tabulate the words and output, sorry for the typographical error, output of the poem. Okay? Next is innovative teaching strategy is the dictogloss. So a dictogloss is a classroom dictation activity where the learners are required to reconstruct a short text by listening and noting down keywords which are used as a base for reconstruction. So dictations are very common in classroom situation or in teaching and learning process. It is open, but then it is open regarded as multiple skills and uses system activities. So not only the writing skills was developed in this dictogloss, the listening skills also, the speaking skills, it can be also social skills or collaboration with group by working in groups. The use of vocabulary can be also enhanced for this innovative instructional or teaching strategy rather, the grammar also, the discourse system, and to complete the task. Okay, so the procedure again, I have prepared the procedure for using the dictogloss. So in dictogloss, you need to prepare for step number one. In dictogloss, the teacher has a text to prepare to dictate to the class, but instead of dictating it slowly, the teacher will dictate it in a normal speed. Okay, probably two or more times. It depends on the learners. Read it aloud, of course. Read it out first content and check the comprehension. Tell the students to write down some keywords. It can be a verb, it can be a noun, but um, make it sure that explain to them that even though they will not be able to write every word, it's okay. The thing is they should keep on writing as much as possible and using the words on their notes. The student can work in pairs or in group to reconstruct the text in a complete sentence. So the idea, keep in mind that the idea is not to reproduce the text verbatim, but to focus on a certain aspects in the language use. The idea is very important, not the exact ver- verbatim of the text, rather. And with the use of the combination of the innovative tools, okay, um, for online class, the teacher may use Google Meet or Zoom again and a Padlet this time. So in this dictogloss, as I've said, the teacher may allow the learners to use Padlet for presenting the reconstructed ideas from dictogloss strategy used by the teacher. So this is Padlet, it is an educational technology wherein it provides a cloud-based software as a service hosting a real-time collaborative web platform in which user can upload. You see, you can upload, you can organize. So you can do it in group, in collaborative group. Share content to virtual bulletin boards called Padlets. So um, upon making this presentation, even myself is very excited to use this in uh, my class. Okay, so this is an example of the Google Meet as well as the Zoom and the Padlet. So this is an example of a Padlet wherein they can write on, put on their inputs, and reconstruct their ideas. The third strategy is what we call carry on strategy. So maybe some of you or many of you are familiar with carry on strategy. This strategy provides an effective way for all of the learners in the classroom to share their ideas about a question, topic, or a text. Okay, carry on strategy is challenging discussion starter as well. So you can use this in starting a discussion. So a starter point in your discussion in the teaching and learning process. So for the carry on strategy, you can use prompt questions. Okay, you can use prompt question. For example, life is, education is, the pandemic, COVID-19 is. So those are the examples of prompt questions. You can use your good questioning technique, the questioning strategy. You know that is very important, my dear colleagues. That we need to check the understanding of our learners, keep them engaged with the task at hand by simply giving a challenging prompt for them to be able to um, focus on the things that we wanted to give to them. So this is how questioning strategy and technique is very important. Sometimes in a real classroom scenario, even the teacher gave only one sentence. See, only one sentence, you can easily capture the the attention of the learners. So if you are going to give it with a heart, you can see, the learners can see on your eyes the eagerness for you to be able to get what you wanted to get. It is easily for you to communicate. So good questioning, art of questioning is very necessary. So actually, going back to the art of questioning before I proceed, actually, effective questions is a crucial to the students, crucial the way the students receive and process information because it encourages independent and critical thinking. So with our questions, we need to consider also effective questions as well. So carry on strategy procedure. So I have a lot in mind that I wanted to share, but then I was pressured about the internet connection happened a while ago. So going back to the step, provide a prompt. So as I was saying, you need to construct a prompt question. The teacher use a prompt carry-on strategy, the way the students' responses to a particular text. So you can base your prompt question based on the previous text that you have discussed recently or viewed. So it depends on the topic. That's why earlier I told you that the strategies that I have selected is not only particular in English or in language or in literature. All of the areas can be applicable for this as long as you can modify the the content of your strategy using this one. So the second step is the student share responses. So one at a time, the students share their best brief responses. Life is colorful because of the blessings that God has given to us. So something like that. So it often works best to have the students simply respond in order in which they are sitting. Actually, in order in which they are sitting is an example of face-to-face scenario inside the classroom. But then in an online teaching, it's up to you teachers. With a combination of innovative tools, website, and ICT apps, so for online class, the teacher may use this very widely used, no? The Google Meet, the Zoom, and we are using Mentimeter this time. So I know you are familiar with this. The Mentimeter is a Swedish company based in Stockholm that develops and maintains the app used to create presentations with real-time feedback. So you see, how exciting to use this Mentimeter because the feedback is real time feedback. The app also focus on online collaboration. By the way, the app Mentimeter rather, is eponymous also. Online collaboration for education sector, allowing the students or public to answer the questions anonymously. So this is also good thing that the answers coming from anonymous participants. Sometimes our learners are afraid to commit mistakes. So with this kind of technology, it can lessen the fear and they can also express as well. So the learners' responses to prompt using carry-on strategy can be with the use of the Menti or the Mentimeter. So next, okay, so this is an example of the Google Meet, the sound, and the Mentimeter. You see the words being given. For example, universities, it will pop up there: education, research, okay, blended learning, so online, offline. So you can see, you can collaborate there. Okay. So the fourth is the close viewing protocol. So what is a close viewing protocol? So like close to reading the text, close viewing of video. So this time it is a video, carefully and purposely viewing and reviewing a video clip in order to focus on what the filmmaker is trying to convey. So the choices of the filmmaker has made is important in close viewing protocol. The roles of images, the narration, the editing, the sounds, and the purpose of the film really matters. The close viewing ensures that we become critical viewers. So remember, I've mentioned critical thinking skills, and this is part of this becoming critical viewers as well, not only reading but viewing of film content that will really understand what they have watched. So for the close protocol, since film viewing can bring variety and flexibility to the classroom by extending the range of teaching techniques, right? And resources. Film viewing also promotes, my dear colleagues, teaching strategies, reflective practice, inquiry-based, cooperative learning, and so on. So next, the steps or the procedure for close viewing procedure. Film Step one, view the film clip together. Of course, together with your learners, you can view the clip or the film together. After watching the clip, ask the students to write their general thoughts and reactions. You might prompt again some questions. Okay, for example, did you learn anything from the film? What do you like best in the film? What is striking in the movie that you have watched? And so on. Dependent questions for step number two is also essential. So dependent questions are questions that are directly from the text itself. Okay? So it can be where is the setting of the film. It can be what are the evidences shows that the character is having a conflict. How did the characters battle with the conflict with the characters and so on. So in um, step number two, the teacher could ask the film-dependent questions to focus students' understanding of specific moments from the film. And then after that, we move on to small group focus viewing. So have each student a small group, take note that based on only one of the following lenses to focus the viewing. So each group will be assigned with one lens. So the first group, for instance, will be assigned to sounds, the second group for editing, images, the facts. Okay, so this is all about the images and the elements presented in the movie or in the film. Example of close viewing protocol, we did for instance, we have four groups for the sounds. So you can have focus on the music in the film, as well as the sound effects. What do you notice? What stands out to you, and so on. So you can modify, you can add questions. So we teachers are very innovative. We have a lot in mind that we wanted to share with our learners. So you can do a lot of modification for this. It depends on the needs of the learners, of course. And for editing, focus on the way that the interviews, photos, the video edited together. It can be with the questions that says, what choices did the filmmaker make in terms of scenes or part to show? Okay, for images, of course, in the word image, visual experience, do not pay attention to audio, of course, but simply to take note the images that are featured in the film. What do you notice, and so on. For the facts or the fourth group, how did the story unfolds or unfolding? What are the objectives? So those are just sample questions on how each group can deal with the different lenses, sound, editing, images, and facts. Okay, and with the combination of the innovative tools, so website and ICT application. Of course, the teacher may use Zoom, Google Classroom also can be. For class grouping sessions, since it is a group or collaborative work, for class movie viewing, the teacher may use Zoom and activate its grouping feature during the collaboration. That's the good thing about Zoom. Students now this time may use Padlet for the presentation of output in giving feedback in the task given. Padlet also, again, is an educational technology that provides a cloud-based software service hosting a real-time. So that's the good thing about technology. A collaborative web platform in which users can upload, organize, and share content to virtual bulletin boards as if you are in the real face-to-face classroom scenario. But then again, it is with the use of Padlets. Okay, and the last one, before I proceed to the last one, the Zoom teleconferencing for class and group sessions for closed viewing protocol, Padlet for the output and the feedback. So that is just some of the pictures. Okay, and the last one, sealing a time capsule. So the last is it is a few strategies that the students have given an opportunity to write and predict ending of the story. We teachers really fond of using this, diba? We wanted them to um, think outside the box. So predicting outcome is very common strategy to us. But then in sealing a time capsule, they need to predict the ending of the story based on their idea on the first part of the story. So the student's ability in story writing will be tested through this strategy. Okay, sealing a time capsule. So in this, deciding in advance what will happen in the text or a story based on the clues and the passages from the previous part of um, the text that you have read. It can affect also the experience that they have with the similar situations, connecting existing knowledge to the new information. That are those are the ways how they can predict, okay, um, outcome. Now, for the procedure, step number one, before the students are tasked to write their predictions, give the opportunity to read. You can read aloud. You can ask them to read silently, opening selection only. This step familiarizes students with the flow of the story. So, in this situation, the, the learners will be encounter the characters, the possible conflict, and so on. After the text is read silently, read the first part of the story aloud. So you can do this. It's either you read it aloud, you ask them to read, it's either of the two. So step number two is the writing predictions. The teacher would give each student a small index card on which to record his or her predictions about likely events that will occur as the story unfolds. He would collect the cards and seal them in a time capsule. So again, as I told a while ago, this is for the scenario of the face-to-face teaching. But then we're going to modify because of we are in the new normal. So and then the teacher will be sealing the capsule and discuss the ending of the story. And then after that, you will ask the learners, how did you feel when your predictions are close to the ending? How did you feel if your predictions are far to the ending, and so on? You can add questions if you want. You can modify always. That is free for us. Modification is always there. Okay? For the combination of um, innovative tools, the website and the ICT apps for online class, again, Zoom, teleconferencing for class and grouping session, you can use Canva. This is very widely used, the Canva and the Google Drive. So, as I've said, um, the the time capsule was not visible. So you can use the Google Drive as the capsule, the time capsule. The learners may use words, images, and text and animations to develop their ideas in creating the ending of the story they have predicted. The teacher will send the link, so that will serve as the capsule. That is the only thing that I can think. The Google Drive that will serve as the online envelope or an online time capsule wherein they can put their outputs and inputs. Okay, for Zoom teleconferencing for class and grouping session, Canva and Google Drive as again an envelope and a time capsule. Okay, um, I hope that I can contribute something on the knowledge with regard to the teaching and learning, innovative teaching strategies. And I would like again to sum it up, the five innovative teaching strategies in English are the following: the master phone, the dictogloss, the carry-on strategy, the close viewing protocol, and sealing a time capsule. So, um, with the new teaching strategies for the return to classroom, I intended to include this on my slide because in my heart I have a hope that soon, in God's glory, we will go back to the real classroom scenario when we are free to explore everything real time with our learners. The new teaching strategies that we are going to carry. Actually, this COVID-19 pandemic teaches us so many lessons that we can carry out when we go back to our classrooms. And these are all improved instructional communication strategies before traditional teachers are afraid to explore in technology, but because of COVID-19 pandemic, we do not have any choice. Just for the sake of our learners, we need to do something. Okay? Better technology integration strategies, looking forward that we can use it. Okay? And more meaningful and inclusive participation strategies. Okay, so before I formally finally end up my presentation for today, so you can see the pictures, and I would like to leave this you all that learning innovation is a habit. In the new normal, see to it that we have the most appropriate learning strategies and innovations in our own concepts, in our most own modifications if we want. Otherwise, our learners, before they do so, our learners will be like fish in the box, struggling to survive. And I am looking forward that we educators will be maximizing our teaching strategies and innovations at hand, and we will always teach with our heart. And with that, we need to hold hand in hand. Helping hands is very necessary. With the grace of our God, everything will be possible. For our learners, sabi nga po sa aming bansa, para sa bata, para sa bayan. For our children, for our learners, for our country, for our world. So I would like to thank you everyone, to give thanks to everyone for bearing with me. Um, I am again Jennifer Julian Corsino to discuss and present with innovative teaching strategies amidst pandemic. Okay, so thank you very much and be safe, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Jennifer,
Yes, ma'am.
with all the okay, with all the interruptions. Okay, we survived the
Yes,
day. Thank you so much for those strategies that I think not only English teachers would apply. No, I mean all the professionals who are joining, who are participating in this webinar can also use these strategies that you mentioned a while ago. You also included some procedures and how to do these strategies. With that, ma'am, thank you so much for that very informative. Thank you so much for your precious time. Okay, thank you so much for making until this time. Okay, we will get back to you on the question and answer portion, madam. Okay, dear participants, participants, please competition. Okay, log on to www.slido.com with our code, capital IGP. Okay. Thank you so much. We have now 139 participants who are joining the quiz competition. Okay. Again, you may log on to www.slido.com with our code IGB quiz. Okay, you can also click on the link on our comment box below. It is there. Okay. We will pick your name from the quiz slider. So join with your full name, which will directly print on certificates. The name you will put on the registration, that will be the name that we will be printing on your certificates. Okay, now after the quiz, we will have the question and answer portion and the certification process, step by step. Okay, now let's proceed to the question and answer portion. Let's just wait for a moment. Okay. Can we now have the question and answer? Sir, madam? Okay, again, dear participants, don't forget to share, like, and mention your friends and community in our comment section so they too can have the knowledge that we will be gaining from our guest speakers. Okay, we have now 198 participants joining in our quiz. Thank you so much. Can we now acknowledge Madam Char, Sir Chari, Panis, Sir Alan, Ma'am Mary Jane, Richard? Okay, question number 1. Innovation in education makes learning interesting and engaging, especially for younger generations. Raised on the latest technology. Is it true or false? Okay, the quicker you click on the answer is the key so that you will be on the top one. Okay, 100% of the participants got it correctly. They answered true. Number 2 question. Okay, Sir Juan Miguel is on the top one. Okay, second question. Which of the following innovative teaching strategy can be used to teach and demonstrate dissections in biology effectively? Okay. Who listen to Sir Rayson topic? Is it interactive simulation or virtual science laboratory? Okay. The answer is virtual science laboratory. 62% got the correct answer. Okay, Sir John Paul is on the top one. Okay, third question. This is the ICT app that can be used to make science text cards more innovative and interactive in the time of pandemic. Okay. Again, from the topic of Sir Rayson, is it worldwall.com or Google Jamboard? I think the answer is obvious. Okay. Worldwall.com. Wordwall.com is the correct answer, and 64% of the participants got it correctly. Okay, still John Paul. Third question, what ICT app can be utilized by the teacher to allow learners demonstrate communication skills and arguing in science? Okay, is it Zoom teleconferencing or Padlet.com? Again, the correct answer is letter A, Zoom teleconferencing, and 61% got the correct answer. Sir Locardo is on the top one. Okay, fifth question. It is defined as the process of making changes to something established by introducing something new. Okay, is it teaching strategy or innovations? Okay, the answer is obvious. Okay, and the answer is innovation. 94% of the participants got it correctly. Sir Locardo or Madam Locardo is on the top one. The sixth question. Strategies help students to bypass their areas of weakness and to perform at the level at which they are capable. Is it true or false? From the topic of Madam Jennifer. Is it true or false? The correct answer is okay, true. 96% got it correctly. Okay, so Locard is still on the top. Number 7 question. It is a digital interactive whiteboard developed by Google to work with Google Workspace, formerly known as G Suite. The display can also be mounted onto a wall or be configured into stand. Is it Jamboard or Padlet? Okay, the correct answer is letter a Jamboard. 75% got the correct answer. Okay, Sir Locard is still on the top. 8 question. Blank strategy provides an effective way for all the learners in a classroom to share their ideas about a question, topic, or text. Is it master poem or carry on strategy? Okay, on the topic of Mom Jennifer, the answer is carry on strategy. 73% got the correct answer. And Sir Ricardo Puno, Daniel Puno is on the top one. Number 9 question. The teacher will send the link of a blank that will serve as the online envelope or a time capsule. Is it Google Jamboard or Google Drive? Okay. The correct answer is Google Drive. 76% got the correct answer. And Sir Richard Puno is on the top one. Our last question, 10th question. Learners will use the Jamboard for writing the words that are required to be blank and can be erased by the teacher one by one. Is it the written in notebooks or memorized? Okay. The answer is okay, memorize. And 24% got the correct answer. Who's on the top 10? Okay, Sir Marlo Regalachuelo. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Congratulations, top 10. Quiz competition winners. Okay, Ma'am Riza is in the top 2. Number 3, Sir Ma'am Patricia. Number 4, Sir Ricardo Puno. Sir Marlo is in the top 1. Okay, Ma'am Riza, Ma'am Patricia May, Sir Richard. Number 5, Ma'am Mariel. Number 6, Ma'am Elizabeth. Micaela. Number 7, Jovi. Number 8, number 9, Ariel. Ma'am 10 is Mikey Villanueva. Okay, congratulations to the top 10. I think we all are winners because we gained a lot of knowledge. Okay, as you can see, okay, 10 points. Sir Marlo got the 10 points. Okay. Ma'am Patricia, the top three, Sir Marlo, Ma'am Riza, and Ma'am Patricia got 10 points. But the difference is their time. The faster who click the answer. Time of Sir Marlo is 134, 138, and 145. Okay, they are top three. But we are getting only top 10. Okay, congratulations again. We will now proceed to our question and answer portion. Type your questions in the comment box below and address it to the speakers whom you would like to answer your question. Okay, we will. Jennifer and Sir Raisin.
Ma'am, and
Yes, sir.
before we move to Q&A, I want to announce one thing, that is we will take only 5 questions for today.
Okay, due
It's
to
almost
time.
late night. It's almost late
Okay.
night.
Yes, sir.
So only 5 questions for today. Okay.
Okay, yes, sir. Dear
Okay.
participants, please bear with us due to time. Okay, sir, our technical team are requesting to answer only 5 questions. Okay, Sir Feruz, to both speakers, creative teaching versus innovative teaching. What is the difference? Sir Raysan, please do the honor.
Yes, hello. So for that question, of course, as we all know, creativity and innovation goes hand in hand. Those two words are very important in our lives as a teacher, as an educator, particularly in creating instructional materials or our modern instructional materials that will be used for our classes. Okay, so when we say creative teaching, you are just being uh, you're using things that are out of your creativity. You are making an existing material, doing it in a creative way. But when we say innovation, it could be it is a teaching in which you are creating something new. Maybe you are combining something. You're combining the strategy, okay, with the use of the technology, right, in a way that you can facilitate learning effectively in your classes, in your online classes, or in your face-to-face classes.
Very well said, sir. Madam
Um,
Jennifer.
Yes, that is correct also. But I would like also to add additional answer coming from the question: creative teaching versus innovative teaching. What is the difference? So I know that innovative teaching is reinventing something new, as discussed by Sir Rayson and I. But then creative teaching, I think, is the instilled skills of the teacher, especially in motivating the learners. Actually, the creativity of the teacher should be in the part of the motivation. So how are you going to be creative in a way of using instructional materials, the equipments that you will be using? So that is the difference. So I think the creative teaching is in the heart of the motivation that you're going to employ with the lessons and with the teaching as well. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, very well said. I think, Sir Farus, we answered the speakers, answered your question. Okay, from Sir Armil, emit the list. So, Ma'am Jennifer, how can we motivate the students to participate in an online discussion?
Actually, thank you for that question. How are we going to motivate students to participate in an online discussion? Actually, in the setup here in the Philippines, I know in other country as well, motivation in online discussion is the same as in the real face-to-face scenario. But then, of course, motivation should be doubled. Of course, since you are just bounded with the computer, you have the wall compared in the classroom situation. So you need to motivate your learners with the use of the learning strategies, the innovations, the technology. Actually, our learners today, they are very indulged with technology. The only thing that hindered, especially in the educational system here in the Philippines, is lack of gadget, internet connection. So I think we can motivate them very good, especially if we are going to employ everything, the instructional materials, the use, the maximizing or using the ICT, the applications that Sir Rayson and I presented, and the rest of the presenters in the previous discussion. We can do motivate our learners. And actually, they're excited using the online discussion here in our country. And I know also they wanted really learners, especially the youth, they are really excited to use the Google Zoom, using the application. They are really amazed. So with that, that is a good motivation. Together with the teaching strategies, together with the innovations, the heart of the teacher was there, the creative teaching, everything was complete.
Okay, I think Sir Armil, Madam Jennifer answered your question. I hope so. Okay,
Ma'am?
our next question from Ma'am Manolita Ramos Oligo. For Miss Corsino and Mr. Dolohan, how might the school district integrate synchronous and asynchronous remote learning in lieu of COVID-19 pandemic? Sir, Raysan, please do the honor. That is Dolohan, Madam
Okay, so
Manolita.
okay, so of course, okay, yes, ma'am Jen.
Yes. Oh, whoever. Go, ma'am. Sir.
Okay, so actually our division, the division of the Department of Education, Region 4A in Rizal, we are in our district in Morong, Rizal, we are integrating the asynchronous and asynchronous learning actually in remote learning due with the COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, our learners are free to choose the learning modality that best suits their capabilities. For instance, the online delivery, these are the learners who are under the online delivery modality, the blended learning modality. It depends on the needs of the learners and what are the resources at hand. And with that, the teachers can use the synchronous and asynchronous depending again. We always depend to the learners. And we are using also modular learning, especially for those who are in the remote areas. Okay, remote learning, we have modules in school. There are schedules in giving the modules, the materials at hand. If they have only cell phone at home, that is the only means of communicating. We do also so Raysan, if I'm not mistaken, the um, I cannot remember the term. We have a bicycle wherein the materials were there, reaching our learners in the remote areas under remote learning. We have project Agapay also in our school. We have also project Sagip wherein to save, Sagip in Tagalog, to save the learners, especially in the remote learning. Because for those learners under the online delivery modality, there will be less problems in the blended also. What the problem is those learners who are in the remote area. So we reach our hands to them. Okay, everything we need to give them all the assistance. Actually, we need to focus more on them, even of the pandemic. That's all, ma'am.
Sir Raisin.
Yes, actually, the same answer. Okay, that I want to, of course, emphasize that we integrate, we really integrate the asynchronous and synchronous methods, okay, of teaching learning process among our learners, and we let our learners to choose the right modality, the proper modality that they need in order for them to facilitate learning effectively, even in a distance learning modality or distance learning.
Okay, again, Sir Dolohan from Sir Jason, what are the other challenges related to online learning to be wary of?
One of the most important thing to remember with regards to this, of course, the problem that we face with regards to online learning modality is, of course, the use of the internet. So most of the learners, particularly in public schools, cannot afford, okay, with the use of internet, right? That is why our division, the division of Rizal, are extending it, the helping hand to those learners in the remote areas, okay, to involve themselves, to be engaged in the modular distance learning, in which although they have no connections, or they have a lack of internet connections at home, they can still able to facilitate learning. They can still uh, have learning at home through the use of the
Yes.
modules, and also the facilitation of the teachers.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Dolohan. Sir Rayson. Okay, our last question would, is there a last question? Or I think, okay. Okay, we still have our last question, Madam, from Madam Rhea Quino. To both speakers, in this time of pandemic, how would we know that being an innovative teacher is effective when in fact we can interact with our students face to face? Yes, Madam
Okay.
Jen, do the
Thank you
honor.
for the good question, ma'am, Rhea. So how would we know that being an innovative teacher is effective when in fact we can't interact with our students face to face? The same with the face-to-face scenario in teaching. We do have resitations in online teaching. We have resitation. We have different evaluations and assessment as well. On how we are able to determine whether our learners under stood our effective to this learners, this group of learners, the teaching strategies is applicable as well. So I think this are all the ways and means on how we can determine whether our learners understood our effective to this learners, this group of learners, the teaching strategies is applicable as well. So I think these are all the ways and means on how we can determine whether our innovative strategies are effective.
Okay,
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
think that would be all, dear speakers. Thank you so much for your precious
Yes,
time. So,
ma'am. Thank you so
Rayson,
much.
Madam Jennifer, thank you so much. This is not the last webinar that we will be having you. Okay, till next
Yes,
time. Thank
ma'am.
you
Thank you
so
so much.
much. Okay,
Till
thank you
next
so much
time, ma'am.
again.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Next
Thank you
time,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you,
Okay, dear
IGP. Thank you so much for the
participants,
Thank
session.
you,
here is
IGP.
our certification process. Please note daily our certificate details. We have the lifetime membership certificate, only one in every session. Quiz completion certificates, only top 10 in every session. Free international webinar certificates for all active participants. Okay, just log on to www.igp.com. Okay, eduigp.com, I should say. Announcement, we have a free international webinar daily. Okay, that is 6 p.m. BST. Okay, double bonus with regular webinar. Along with our regular webinars, we have also added webinars on every weekend, that is Sunday morning, month of October. October morning session dates will be on October 3, on October 10, and on October 4 at the time 9:30 a.m. BST, that is Bangladesh Standard Time. Triple bonus starting from October. We have webinar series program. You will get individual certificate for each webinar, and after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate. Okay, it's now loading. Those topics is highly focused on teaching strategies, research, assessment, pedagogy, tools and techniques, professional development, and communication skills. Okay, another bonus announcements. Our first webinar series program has 5 parts. Okay, 5 parts webinar series with the topic authentic assessment in teaching and learning. Part 1 will be on October 1st, Part 2 will be on October 4th, Part 3 will be on October 7th, Part 4 will be on October 10th, Part 5 will be on October 26th. Okay, complete all those seminars and you will be getting one certificate. Our second webinar series program, it has a 4 parts. Okay, the topic will be on teaching English as a foreign language and assessment. Part 1 will be on October 2, Part 2 will be on October 6, Part 3 October 20, and Part 4 will be on October 24. Again, attend with those seminars. On our third webinar series program with 5 parts on the topic Digital Classroom Engagement Tools. Dates will be part 1, October 11, part 2, October 12, part 3, October 13, part 4, October 14, part 5, October 15. Okay, again, attend those 5 seminars and you will get a certificate. Okay, today's program, name September 28th. Our program's title is Innovative Teaching Strategies Amidst Pandemic. Okay, this is now the step 1 of the certification process. Okay, step 2 is look for the certification link. Okay, this certification link is now available in the comment box below, and pinned comment certification link will be available always in this program post on Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube, and YouTube description. Okay, just log on to www.eduigp.com. Don't forget. Okay, certification process. You can claim your certificate in 2 ways. Direct link from the comment box below and pin comments, post description, or if you are not able to click this link, please directly browse our website, www.eduigp.com. For all information together, find today's program with the title Innovative Teaching Strategies Amidst Pandemic, then the process are the same. Okay, step 3 on the certification process. Browse www.eduigp.com or given link you will redirect in this page for our website. Okay, today's topic is innovative teaching strategies amidst pandemic. As you can see in your on your cell phone or computer is there. If you are new, create your account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the seminar title and get enrolled. Okay, log on to our website. Okay, here's what we are waiting for the code for tonight's webinar, IGP 6543. Okay, this is the step 4. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. Screenshot or take note of today's code. Okay? Take note or screenshot. Take now. Okay, again, the code is capital IGP 6543. Okay. Oh, as you can see in your screen, just type in the IGP code, IGP 6543 on your certificate code, and then click get your certificate. Okay, this is our certificate. As you can see in your screen, that is an example of our certificate, and it is an ISO certified certificate. Okay, your certificate is now ready. Anyone can verify your certificate. It has a verification code below the certificate. Okay, happy announcement now. Our free international webinar certificate is auto downloadable in PDF file. You don't need to download it manually. So check your device file manager. Sometimes it looks uncompleted, which is for your mobile screen size. In PDF file, everything is perfect. Okay, you can join our all live programs from Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, and website, just also click or visit our website www.eduigp.com. If anyone missed any program due to some unavoidable issues, still you can attend previous webinars with verified certificate. Just log on to www.eduigp.com, guys. Dear participants, it is all there. Dear participants, if any problem raised to claim your certificate or any other issues, please don't be hesitate to contact us. Okay, we have our team. Our team members are always ready to comment in the comment section to support you to find solutions. Team Customer Service representative on our Facebook page are Madam Cherise Abejo Cabiros, Madam Janet Cablao. Okay, our Team Customer Service representative on FB group are Madam Cherilyn Yamaguchi, Sir Jonas Malingen, Sir Alonso Warren Carriaga. Okay, we also have our Team Customer Service representative on YouTube channel, Sir Kelvin Linatok, Sir Joel Danoog, Sir Jeffrey Sayad. Okay, announcement. Next webinar is on September 29. Book your schedule now. Evening session, our topic is communication skills in teaching and learning process. We have speakers from Vietnam, India, and Greece. Okay, just log on to www.eduigp.com. Next webinar on September 30th, Healthy Living Equals Successful Living. We have speakers from United States, Philippines, and India. Okay, it's still in the evening session. Okay, here is now our webinar series with the topic Authentic Assessment and Teaching and Learning, Part 1 on October 1. We have speakers from Indonesia and Philippines. Okay, another upcoming webinars on October 2 with the topic Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Part 1. Okay, it still is a webinar series. Number 2, it's still in the evening session. Okay, morning session, guys, on October 3. Acting the New Normal Education. We have speakers from Philippines. That is 9:30 a.m. Okay, on October 3 evening session, we have topic Disaster Preparedness and Climate Change Adaptation. Okay, we have various speakers from Philippines. Another upcoming webinars, a series webinar with the topic Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning Part 2, still on the evening session. That is on October 4. Okay, upcoming webinar on October 5 is still on the evening session, Competency-Based Teaching. We have speakers from Philippines and India. That is on October 5. Okay, on October 6, we have the topic Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. That is part 2 of the webinar series, October 6, evening session. We have speakers from Indonesia, October 7, another. Okay, webinar series, part 3. Webinar series with the topic Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. Okay, that is on October 7. Speakers from Indonesia and India. Okay, we have more. We have a series webinar in this month of October. Another topic. Another webinar. Okay, guys, don't forget to book and enroll now. Just visit on www.eduigp.com. Okay. We have more upcoming webinars on October 8. Okay, with the topic Strategies in Competent-Based Curriculum. We have speakers from Philippines, October 8. That is in evening session. another upcoming webinars. More to come. Okay. Upcoming webinar on October 9 with the topic Implications of Theories of Reading to the Teaching of Reading. Okay, we have a speaker from Philippines. Still that is on the evening session. Okay, another webinar on October 10, Bringing Character Education in Classroom. That is morning session on October 10. We have speakers from Philippines. Take note, it's morning on October 10. Okay, another webinar. Webinar series, part 4, Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. That is on October 10. We have speakers from Indonesia. Okay, that is still on the evening session. Okay, we have upcoming webinar on October 11 with the topic Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with EdPuzzle. Okay, that is on October 11. We have speakers from Philippines. Okay, that is webinar series. Another speaker from Philippines on October 12. Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Toby. October 12, speaker from Philippines. That is part 2 of another webinar series. Okay, another part. Part 3 is on October 13 and with the topic Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Google Sites. As you can see, we have more webinar series, speakers from Philippines. Okay, the part 4 of our webinar series number 3 with the topic Digital Classroom Engagement Tools with Wakelet. That is on October 14. Again, with the speakers from Philippines. Okay, the fifth part of the webinar series number 3. We have 3 speakers from Philippines. Their topic is still on the Digital Classroom Engagement Tools Overview, October 15. Okay, don't forget to get enrolled. Okay, visit our website, www.eduigp.com. Okay, another upcoming webinar on October 16, Artificial Intelligence in Education. Our speaker is coming from Oman. That is on October 16. Okay, another topic, another webinar on October 17, Becoming by Overcoming. October 17, we have speakers from the United States of America. That is on October 17. Okay, more webinars. October 18 with the topic Personality Traits and Technology Acceptance with speakers from Pakistan. Okay, another topic, another webinar on October 19, Subconscious Mind and Success. We have speakers from Philippines and India. Okay, part 3 of the webinar series number 2 with the topic Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. That is on October 20. Our speakers will be coming from Indonesia. Another topic, another webinar on October 22 with the topic Mastery in Public Speaking. Oh, Sir Ferouz Bako will be the speaker on October 22. Okay, another webinar on October 24, 21st Century Teaching and Learning, Demystified. That is on October 24. Our speakers will be coming from Indonesia. That is, take note, dear participants, morning session. Okay, that is 9:30 a.m. Okay, another upcoming webinars. Okay, the part 4 of the webinar series number 2 with the topic Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. The last part, okay, will be on October 24. Our speakers will be coming from Indonesia. Okay, enrolled now. Upcoming webinars on October 25th with the topic, the process to be a Tibet trainer. Okay, speaker from Philippines. That is on October 25. Okay, another webinar series out. No, webinar series number 1, part 5 will be on October 26 with the topic, again, authentic assessment and teaching and learning. Our speakers will be coming from Indonesia. Okay, upcoming webinar on October 28 with the topic International Political Economy. Our speaker is coming from Philippines. Enroll now. Get reminders. Upcoming webinars on October 29. Work-life balance professionally. Our speaker will be coming from Philippines. Again, that is on October 29. Enroll now, dear participants, and get reminders. Another upcoming webinars. Okay, October will be very busy day for us with morning sessions and evening sessions. Upcoming webinars on October 30, different teaching modality. That is the topic. Our speakers will be coming from India. Okay. Upcoming webinar on October 31st. Gamification, the future of distance learning. Our speaker will be coming from Philippines. Okay, we have November 2 webinar with the topic Educational Engagement with Brain Boosting. Our speaker will be coming from India. Again, that is on October 2. November 2, I should say. November 4 with the topic Importance of Students' Motivation and E-Learning. We have speakers from Malaysia. Okay, okay, again, dear participants, our today's program name is Innovative Teaching Strategies Amidst Pandemic, and our code for tonight's webinar is capital IGP 6543. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. Okay, thank you so much, dear participants. Thank you so much, dear participants, to our supportive and ever dear, lovely participants. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Again, see you again tomorrow. Good night. Stay safe, everyone. Good night. God bless. To God be all the glory. Thank you so much. Thank you, IGP.